Good after evening, noon, and happy Wednesday night. It's another weekend, week, not a weekend.
Wednesday. It's a Wednesday.
That was just weak.
It is. Well, I lost track. I'm sitting here watching, and Freddie Mac bouncing his head around like he's on the dance floor of Saturday Night.
For John been there when they filmed that. You don't know.
No, you're still too young for that.
I saw it when it came out, though.
Providing security.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's what it was.
Yeah. So hey, it is Wednesday night. We are here tonight, and Rob from Spooltenna. I am having a hard time talking tonight. Spooltenna. I said, yeah. Rob from Spooltenna has joined us tonight to talk about Spooltenna. So Rob, how are you doing, my friend?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me, Tim. Thanks for having me on the show, and look forward to talking with you tonight about Spooltenna. And I've seen a number of your episodes and big fan of your show. So thanks for having me.
Well, it is. Thank you. First of all, it is definitely a team effort here, and that's what I like about this group. And one of the things I think I'm really excited about. I've noticed that in the last 6 months, there has been more and more amateur radio content coming out on YouTube, all the way from our OGs down to somebody that's just, hey, I'm at a POTA activation, I've got a camera, let's do it, and that's been great. And I don't know if you guys saw it yesterday. Bryce, Backpack and Bookie, and I do not remember his call sign. He lives in the next county over. Did his first CW activation sweet. The other day, and he's like, I'm comfortable sending. I'm not comfortable receiving, but you know what? The only way I'm going to get past it is just to go do it. Now he does make videos, but it's usually him doing voice activations while he hikes. So he does a lot of backpack hiking, camping, and he will take a radio along with him. So that was cool to see that. And that's what I enjoy about this stuff and doing it and everything. The other side of that is the ingenuity that comes from amateur radio. And I've got a problem. I need an antenna. I need to do something, or how can I do it better? And Rob, I think that's kind of where Spooltenna came from, did it not?
Yeah, it absolutely is. Kind of the origin story of Spooltenna is getting on the air and getting on the air quickly without frustration. And maybe it's my impatience, or maybe it's my lack of time. I'm willing to untangle wires, but I just thought there's got to be a better way. And I would say my learning personally over the last year over this, whether it's running a small business or solving a technical problem with Spooltenna, the design or an accessory, man, I know the ins and outs of DigiKey like I never thought I would. But just solving problems and learning. It's all out of ingenuity. It's been a bit of a journey this last year.
I don't know about your personal experience with DigiKey or not, but I've had a lot of good experiences with their, I guess you would call it phone support, between email and phone support. They've really, when I'm tracking that particular part, and I don't know what to call it, and I explain it, they always get me.
The little doohickey, it has the thing on it, and it does that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I have to explain a lot, but then they always find what I'm looking for.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's skill. That's like technical support, customer service skill.
Exactly.
Talk about tech. My ham clock's updating.
Well, at least you're getting updates.
There we go. Well, Freddie Mac, you got to put it on the internet for that to work.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Two cups and a string at a time here down in the shack, but we're getting better. We're waiting for a really good internet provider that's coming to town. Fiber internet. Did you hear that word? Fiber internet with gigabit speeds, not what I said.
Everybody needs a little fiber in their diet. Just
that's what I'm saying, and I'm gonna fiber the.
If you try to eat fiber cable, you'll be sorry.
If I try to eat it, yeah,
body, you'll be sorry.
Yeah,
then totally. You'll be sorry that you did that to your body.
Well, it is glass. So
Wait, dude, can't wait.
it is glass.
Yes.
Totally, yeah.
So when did the idea or the concept for the antenna come around?
Well, maybe I can start with a little bit of context. I was a licensed ham right out of college, and that was back in the mid 90s. And a couple of folks I worked with, more experienced guys, they were hams and told me about it. And I thought that sounds like a fantastic hobby. I got into it in the 90s, and then family came along and around the year 2000, and that was my focus for about 20 years, as it should be. And around COVID, I thought I'm going to get back into amateur radio, and so I took the exam and got back into it. And I started, falling a victim to the YouTube algorithms, and one search led to another, and I decided I wanted to be Thomas Witherspoon when I grew up. And so he just watching him deploy just the unscripted, unedited, just going out there banging on the key in nature. I mean, that looked awesome, and I wanted to do that. So I thought, okay, I got to put my QRP rig together, and I went and built this trapped dipole, and I think this was the impetus for getting started with building a better mousetrap. And this was a great antenna. I had a lot of fun with it, made some good connections with it, but it just led to a little bit of frustration putting it up and tearing it down. So I think it was around Thanksgiving of 2024, and I thought, hey, there's got to be a better form factor. And I went out to the garage and went to a big box store and bought a circle cutting jig. And I thought, man, I'm gonna make a spool. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put wire on a spool, and that's gonna be great. And I got so I originally put my feed line on here, and then I was packing up the antenna in the feed line. I thought, wait, can't this be improved? Can't I make this the antenna? And then maybe I could put inside the barrel, I could put the the matching transformer.
Mm-hmm.
So I had some days off work, around the Christmas time and of 24. I started kind of thinking about how to do that. And I hadn't laid out a circuit board in probably about 25 years. Early in my career, I did a little bit of that. I mostly focus on embedded software now, but early I did some board layout. So I put KiCad on there, and I started playing around and made a few prototypes, sent it off to have boards made, and sure enough, it came together pretty well. I think I went through 2 prototypes before I was ready to use it and show it to anybody. But I took it to our local show, or our local club, Raleigh Amateur Radio Society. Once a month, they have a gathering, and it's just kind of a maker. Hey, bring your latest invention or your latest thing. And I took it there and shared it with a few folks, and I said, that's pretty unique. I haven't seen that before. You ought to think about making those and selling those. And I didn't originally get into this to sell antennas. Surprisingly, it was just kind of I'm going to make my own spool. And it came to a prototype, and a couple of folks said, hey, if you were to sell those at the Raleigh Hamfest, I'm sure a couple of people would buy them. So that was April, that Hamfest, and I went home, talked to my wife about it, and she said, "Well, do it if you want to do it." And I said, "I don't, I don't have an LLC, I don't have a company," and so she, generously suggested that she'd help me with the Shopify store. So she does the Shopify store for us. My parents actually got involved and started helping building
wow.
these.
Yeah.
They're retired. They live close by. And
is your mom or dad ham radio operators? Are they involved in the hobby at all?
They're not, but I think it's rubbing off on them, and
Okay.
So I keep talking about all these different components, and I never thought I'd be explaining capacitors and inductors to my mom, but she's following along, and it's coming together. So we made up, I think, about 50 of these, kind of on a whim, for the Raleigh Hemp Fest, and I think we sold 25 on the show and about 20 online that day, and I was completely blown away. I didn't think that was gonna happen. I thought maybe.
I was gonna say, was that early 2025?
Yeah, that was April of 25.
Okay,
And
so
I kind of
before we met.
Yeah, it was right before Dayton, and I was kind of scrambling and didn't even plan to go to Dayton last year. And after selling those at the Raleigh show, and I kind of built 50 thinking I might sell these over the whole year. And and I got in touch with Thomas and a couple other folks to ask, hey, would you try this out? And if it's any good, put it on your channel. If not, no worries, no commitment expected. And Thomas tried it and kind of got in touch. He was very generous with his time and showed it on his channel. And he said, hey, you should probably take this to 4 days in May. I think you might get some takers, some folks that are interested. So I went, my wife was with me and my dad was there. And I think Vince and Tim got to meet them. Yeah. We were at the table next to Vince. And I was saying before the show, I was not prepared for that. We sold quite a lot that night, probably twice as much as we did in Raleigh for the whole show, and it was a bit overwhelming. I wasn't quite prepared for the interest in the folks coming to the table, but it was a lot of fun. So,
is that you, Vince? Who was that?
No, sir.
Not me.
Might be Freddie.
I got the radios down.
Dang it, Freddie.
The APRS is useful, just for the record.
Freddie, are you one of them ham radio operators?
Gee whiz, my APRS is locking up.
Uh-oh.
Just turn it off.
Wait a second.
So you sold about 50 at just 4 days in May?
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
We did I think it was 75 units or something about in that number that evening. It was I think we lost track of how many we sold overall that weekend, but it was surprising. We actually had a booth at Innovaction out in the far infield of the track outside. Obviously couldn't get a table indoors on short notice last year, but we had a lot of folks make the trek out and say, hey, I heard you guys were going to be here, wanted to stop and see you. And I can't tell you how surprised I was and my family was about the the warm support from the community. I think my wife had asked me, why are all these people being so nice to you? And it's like, well, it's a community, and it's a pretty cool community, just learning from each other and exchanging ideas. So yeah, it was a good time at Innovaction. We did run into DX Engineering while we were there, and keep in mind this was just 6 weeks after we had started selling, and they had suggested that maybe we should enter an agreement together to sell on DX Engineering, and I never imagined that would be a possibility. But we got back, we had a couple phone calls and signed some documents, and sure enough, they're selling them on DX Engineering now. But what a great set of folks to work with over there, first class.
Oh, right on.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Well, that should be a good indicator of how good the antenna is.
Yep.
Right?
It really should be.
A major ham retailers interested in selling them. I mean, they're going to put some faith in the product, right? And it's up there with some other big names, and that is awesome. It's awesome. Interstellar
thanks.
Man said a great American success story, and I agree.
Heck yes.
And I guess so. I was just saying, you said about 75 just at 4 days in May. I'm guessing what we're about maybe 200 people there, ballpark, in and out that were. I know at one point it was standing room only, and I'm surprised the fire marshal. Actually, I think the fire marshal did come in at one point. It was pretty. Maybe it was more than 200. I'm pretty sure it was busy. 500. Okay.
Yeah, it was overwhelming, but in a really good way.
That's good.
And I met so many people and so many call signs that night that it was a little bit of a blur after the first hour, but we had a lot of fun.
Awesome.
That night.
So I was looking at the website, and it looks like we've had some revisions since the first full scale production model. What are some of the changes that you've made?
Well, a couple of things. I do have a non-serialized number unit here that I just use for prototyping. We moved away from the clamp on the end. We've always left the wire 24 inches long. In the event that you want to shift your SWR dip, lower and pick the CW portion or digital or whatever. So we've always left it 24 inches long, and so that you can make that adjustment. And we eliminated the clamp. We originally used the clamp, stainless steel hardware, and couple things. One is it's a little bit bulky to wind it in the barrel. So we now have a shrink wrap arrangement where we have the shrink tubing go around the paracord, and it lays flatter. It's a little nicer on there. We also moved away from the stainless steel, and we moved to a black oxide stainless steel screws, and we just think that was an improvement on the visual aspect of it.
Okay.
The way that came out was around the end of the summer. I got thinking to myself, so many people have asked for different variations of color and bands and different things. While I could, can't necessarily satisfy everyone and put their call signs and all that takes a lot of coordination. But one of the overwhelming aspects was, are you going to make a different color? Some people, like the white does not attract heat. It's clean looking and you can spot it in your kit. Several people asked for black, and a little bit more of a stealth operation. So you may want to be seen, or maybe you don't want to be seen if you're an HOA or depending on your situation.
Or a gray man doing POTA.
Gray man doing POTA.
A gray man doing POTA. Because you don't need to fly your banner.
Right.
No banners.
So we thought, well, what can we do to kind of test the market? I don't know if that's 5 people or 10 people want black and that's all or more. So we were just brainstorming, and my son is a fairly creative type. We were brainstorming with him, and we came up with this. Why don't we do a black model and we'll sell it on Black Friday, and we'll do a limited run. And I bought parts for $75. I thought, there's no way I'm selling 75. I'm just going to make 25. And we got talking, I'm going to make 50. I could always sell them at Hamfest or whatever if they don't sell. But so we sent a few out to some folks, and they featured them on their YouTube channel, and we put them online 8 a.m. Black Friday, and I think it was 10:30. They all sold out. And I again, the community in this market, it surprises me so many times over the past year. But we sold those, and we just had a gap in between a batch of regular Spooltennas, and just the other day I made up the remaining 24 boards that we had of the Stealth. So I had them on the shelf. They over the holidays, I couldn't get them built in time to keep that sale going. I just built them. They're they are on that shelf right there, ready to be field tested and boxed. So kind of gives you an idea of what a small scale operation this actually is. This is my R&D desk here, and that's our production area there. So it's all in one. But
And
I think the stealth.
Your garage.
This is actually a room right above the garage. So it's a it's a 2-car garage sized room right above it.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, that's a generous sized room.
No joke. I want your house, dude.
So somehow I was able to negotiate some floor space with my spouse, and this is kind of the used to be the guest room. Now it's not. So
Now it's the lab.
right, we kind of joke, kind of tongue in cheek, call it headquarters, Spooltenna headquarters.
Yes,
There you
totally. Totally.
Spooltenna HQ, huh?
That's right.
Yes,
R&D
Yep.
department.
that's it.
There you go.
But that black one, we called it stealth. It was kind of stealth package, and we sold it with a unit and a spare spool, also black, and then some special RG174 from ABR that has the BNC and then the PL259, so you don't need any adapters. But that kit sold pretty quickly. We're sourcing our bags from Shadow Circuits. Clayton, if you haven't seen those, check out Shadow Circuits. Clayton sourced the bags for us, and we usually do the tan, but he has some dark camo that we packaged with our stealth kit, and got a lot of great feedback about that. And so we've got 24 stealth units that I think we're gonna take 8 to Orlando, 8 to Raleigh in April at the Raleigh Handfest, and then 8 to Dayton. And it's going to be kind of a first come, first serve. Whoever comes to the booth, we'll sell those, just very limited edition. We're trying to think about working that into our roadmap for the later this year. And so that's a likely variation that you might see. And then I don't know if you're interested, Tim, but I could in crew I could share maybe a couple of other ideas we've got brewing over here.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right. So there's a lot of questions about end-fed half waves and the classic 65 feet, getting 40, 20, 15, 10.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's questions about other bands, right? So it's just all a function of wavelength there, and how could you fit potentially a longer wire on something like this. So we've got something coming out as a wire accessory that you could retrofit on your original Spooltenna that'll do some other bands and give you a couple of extra Easter eggs in there for features of things that you haven't seen on an end-fed half-wave before. So there will be like a wire accessory coming out for Spooltenna at Dayton.
Cool.
Oh, right on.
That'd be most likely, since I'm not going to be there this year. Thanks, Rob.
You can send a friend.
Oh yeah, I'll send Jeff. Jeff's going to get to go.
Yes,
Mhm.
indeed.
Oh, on that wire accessory, it's going to be a kind of a high spec product. It's going to have some configurability, field configurability to it.
Okay.
As you know, some longer antennas, and I won't get specific on bands, but sometimes they have a compensation coil on them, and there may be won't confirm, but there may be a low profile, very unique loading coil that may be on that wire that I'm pretty excited about, and maybe I can flash a little teaser
Ooh.
on the screen there. But there'll be something pretty unique coming on a wire accessory.
So that looks like a inductive coil on a PCB. Yeah. If I had to
You're pretty quick, Tim.
Yeah.
Tim don't miss much when it comes to POTA antennas.
So that's just a little teaser. And then there may or may not be a new Spooltenna coming, and we're going to continue this pattern of Raleigh is our home show. We're near and dear to the club in Raleigh.
Mhm.
Great asset to the ham radio community here. We're going to continue to use Raleigh as our early access show. So we're going to debut a new antenna at Raleigh as early access, and we'll probably make 50 or in that range. And then based on that, we'll do our general availability or full launch at Dayton in May. But stay tuned for that. We've sent beta units out. We've got beta feedback.
Mhm.
That's been overwhelmingly positive. And so we'll be sending out kind of affiliate units for YouTubers to take a look at ahead of Dayton.
Awesome.
But super excited about that.
So I'm guessing, knowing the research triangle, is it like you were done at Huntsville, correct?
I was.
All
Yeah.
Right. So I think half that town are licensed amateur radio operators because they're all intertwined in the space and technology type programs. I'm guessing that you have a very large ham radio community there of really technical people. Probably.
Yeah. There are, I don't want to cite a stat, but there are a high number of PhDs in this area. I'm not one, but I've heard Huntsville and Raleigh are, high density PhDs, per capita.
Yeah.
But so there are a lot of very technical folks around, and I think it was some of the origin of RTP with IBM and some of the GE and some of the big companies that came to the area in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I think it really seeded that. And then, of course, the universities that are here. So it's a very healthy club. And, there's a lot of members. And it surprises me to see how many people are at Raleigh Hamfest. And it's just a great experience. It's a really great blend also. It's operators, builders, digital folks, digital mode folks. So it's a nice blend. It's been a great club.
Awesome.
Can I interest you in a ham fest in northeastern Oklahoma in April or March? No, April. It's in April. It's the largest one in Oklahoma.
See, it's got street cred right off the bat.
That's what I'm saying. So in the future, just kind of note down greencountryhamfest.org.
Yeah.
I think we're exchanging emails with the representatives there, and at a minimum, there's going to be a door prize there at a minimum.
Sweet.
But we're still checking our calendars otherwise.
Oh, okay.
But thanks for the heads up.
It's a very good show.
Okay. Excellent. So Tim, what else can I tell you about Spooltenna? I don't know if I think I covered the origin story. I don't know if I.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So you did talk about some stuff that's coming up. I think you kind of touched on something. I know, Mike Kate MRD does a lot of end-fed half wave antennas, and he has gone out and linked dipoles, linked end-fed half waves to, and not really have to extend the length of the antenna, but be able to use it on some different bands pretty easily by just a simple link that you can disconnect and immediately shorten that antenna to kind of capture some of those bands that you don't normally traditionally get with an end-fed half wave. I think maybe it is just me throwing it out here. I think a lot of times people get stuck in the 40, 20, 15, and 10 because those are the four bands that are available, as opposed to maybe going out and try and Vince is shaking his head. Maybe try
well said,
because it's not easily obtainable. So they could do something similar to what Mike has done, and he does primarily Pactenna, but something that Mike has done similar where he just builds a simple breakpoint that with banana plugs that he can pull apart and just put the antenna back up in the air.
Yeah, I was just going to pull something off the shelf, but maybe I'll just describe it to you instead.
Top secret.
Yeah, it's on the top secret shelf right over here.
which would be the top
we
shelf.
would pan the computer, the camera over there, but it's
Rob, it's okay. It's just the five of us here. You can tell us.
yeah, this is not going to air until after.
I'll put it this way: the wire accessory, the high spec wire accessory. One of the things I brush over pretty quickly is that it's going to have field configurability.
Okay.
So it's no tool, and I'll hint that I really enjoy Wago connectors, and to splice wire together.
Those things are amazing.
And with the corresponding ferrule that goes with it. I know, Vince, you've talked about ferrules on your other show there before, and I'm also a huge fan of ferrules on stranded cable. So having some type of field configurable, strain relieved, compact, easy to upgrade in the field for different lengths and different bands, I think that's a real value for portable operating. So you stay tuned for that type of feature in a wire accessory.
Awesome.
And we've got a question in the chat. Talk to us about the high vis wire. I'm looking at it right now on your website.
Oh yeah.
Because yes, I'm doing some shopping while we're talking.
Nothing wrong with
That's how that goes.
that.
I'm going to walk over to the manufacturing division over here.
Did you get
So
to go over there?
yeah, that's a different department. I got to check with the team over there.
I was going to say, did you upgrade your key card?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, so another thing we, kind of the opposite of the stealth mode. There are some people that want to be seen, and I operated a few times up in a park in Brooklyn where my son goes to school, and I'm surprised nobody tripped over that wire. I think everybody that walked by said, "Watch the wire," and that kind of got me to think that, man, for field day, I think there's a lot of people moving around, a lot of things happening. So we sourced the same exact silicone jacketed wire, same easy to use, very forgiving wire to handle, and so we sourced the what we're calling the high visibility wire, and this has been on YouTube a couple of different places, but we just did a call with Tim from DX Engineering, and we talked about this a little bit, and it's going to be showing up in their next catalog. Actually, we just shipped a couple boxes of this over to DX Engineering, but it's the same spec, and we are selling it on a spare spool, so you can have your stock Spooltenna with the black wire, and then when you want to be seen, you can get out your high vis, and you can even leave the wire on your Spooltenna. You don't have to take it off. You could just unspool your spare there, and just plug it in. It's got the banana plug already on it. It's got the strain relief on it, and so you can have the either option.
No, I just saw something there.
I just saw something there too, and what's really cool is I've got this running on 3 monitors. So Rob holds up something and he puts it away, and then I look over here and I see it a second later, and then I see it 3 seconds later, and the spool was
he's like
black or white.
Magician.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh.
So
It's like
one thing that we do internally here, it's something I learned from, I guess, earlier in my career is we have red assemblies that we use in-house. And what this means, it's a prototype or it's an in-house unit, never to be shipped. We use these as like a holding spool for interim before we wind it onto a product. So it's our internal way of saying, hey, that's an internal use unit. It may have been handled, it may have been dropped. It's really kind of an internal prototype or a tool for internal. We've posted a couple of pictures on social media of racks of our wire, whether it's black or orange, and we've had some folks say that red's pretty cool, but we haven't really entertained selling the red, but we use it as our internal indicator that that's a no ship item.
And so first off, that's a very cool thing from a manufacturing perspective. I've never seen that before. That's a great best practice. Thanks for sharing it with us. Now,
Yeah.
Rob, have I ever introduced you to my friend Roy Gabiv?
Roy G. Biv. I've heard that. I've heard the.
No,
Roy,
Boy, G-Biv.
he's Canadian.
Yes.
Roy Gabiv.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
And
He's a pretty.
you know, there are at least 7 more options for you to diversify your SKU set. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that Roy G. Biv.
We both know that JLC or Osh Park or whoever you're getting to do your circuit boards, they love them colored circuit boards,
Yeah.
and we know that people will pay an upcharge for funky colors. Because sometimes we're crazy about that stuff. Oh, I need one in black. I need one in red. Because we've got reasons for wanting that. So I'm just going to leave that with you. That's some market feedback.
That's really good feedback. That Roy G. Biv's a pretty colorful guy.
Yeah.
And colorful character. And we have thought about classic green, black, white. But that's good feedback, Vince, because I didn't think there was.
Oh, dude, look at the comments. So we need green would be good, camo. Wiles would like pink.
yeah.
I need one in orange. Funky colors add 3D. Black stealth spool and lime green wire.
Oh.
Okay. Now, way earlier, somebody said a stealth one. I got to find the stealth comment because they said it would have like a matte finish to it as opposed to a shiny finish.
Yeah, I'm going to show you that in just a second.
Always going back to the research and development department again.
R&D.
Purple or green, somebody says.
Yeah, purple and green.
This is matte black stealth.
Yep.
This are from our stealth bundle. I sold 50, like I said, on Black Friday. This is 67. We just made these the last couple of days, so we'll have 24. But this is matte black, and folks seem to really like the matte, and low glare.
Totally.
But yeah,
old school tiger stripe. Somebody says.
Maybe some houndstooth. I don't know.
Well, anyway, there's some ideas for you.
Well, that's
just
great.
Did pop up.
No, the James, the matte black is only going to be sold at flea markets. Upcoming.
Yep.
Stealth on the shelf.
That's awesome. That's marketing genius right
our
here.
friend, our friend Jody, the official meme master of the hand tube.
That took him about 3 seconds on ChatGPT, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for that tip on the colors there, Vince. So I'll certainly take that under consideration.
Yeah, so my buddy and I, we sell Morse tutor kits, as everybody knows, and we publish on the website, in the spirit of Henry Ford, you can have any color case you want as long as it's black, because we don't want to get into that whole, let's make one this color and one that color, but geez, maybe we should now, come to think of it.
Those capacitive touch keys you had, those were purple.
Yes, they were.
And I like purple.
Yeah, we ordered purple specifically for Hamvention. We use blue normally, but we ordered purple for the Hamvention lot so we could see the color difference. And if somebody called us with an issue, we would know where it was sold. So yeah, that was an exclusive. Had to be there in person to get it that way.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I do see a comment in the chat about releasing the 3D print files. I didn't mention it earlier, but I should probably mention it now, is that in the spirit of experimentation and sharing in community, we open sourced. These are PCBs, the KiCad files, the Gerbers, the drill files. They are all on GitHub. And if you go to our website, you go to our website. I think it's in the FAQ or the info or about us, but our GitHub repo is listed there, and the Gerbers and drill files are there. So if you want to make the back flange, or you want to make the front flange, or both, all you have to do is get yourself a piece of PVC conduit for a barrel, available at a big box store. Cut it 23 millimeters, and make your own boards, and you can make any color you'd like.
Yep. So the ladies and gentlemen, the GitHub is at the very bottom of the front page of spooltenna.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom. You see the GitHub there. You see a copy of the Creative Commons license. Rob, that's very cool. I didn't know you did that.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it's I've had so many people outside of the ham radio industry that I've talked to about this product, and they said, "You patented that, right?" And I said, "No, I think it's probably in this case, it's a better idea to open source it, because hey, I didn't invent the infed half wave. It's been way before I was born. It's been used, so it's not like it's not my circuit design. It's kind of it's already in the community, and if you think of the innovation that was put into this, it's really the form factor in the package. And there's been some other people that have contacted me, and I've helped them out with the bill of materials and some substitute parts I couldn't find. But I think it's really it's a small gesture to give back to the community, to let others experiment.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
I've had some people say that it's a little bit too pricey for them or whatever, and we point to the open source design file.
Yeah.
You can make it yourself, and if you have parts laying around for winding your own Tory, then that's great. So that's kind of our philosophy on it.
M81 woodland camo. That's what they're asking for.
Multicam black or cryptic.
So Interstellar, no, not patent pending, open source.
Correct.
Right.
Open source. Yeah, that would be a good club project. I see there in the chat. You could do a group buy on toroids on wire and build it all together. And I'll have to say in advance that if somebody wanted to do that, I'd be happy to give tips or answer questions if a club was going through. I don't know if I'll have the bandwidth to do that on a one by one every single email, but if there was a club putting them together and they got stuck on a step with the toroid, I'd be more than happy to do a Zoom or something to get a club going.
Well, here's another suggestion for a SKU, and it's a lower effort from your side, SKU. Is it available as a kit? Gee, that's not bad.
That's a really good question, Vince. That we originally planned to launch this as a kit in an assembled version, very much like QRP Labs and
Sure.
and the great success they've had. One thing that we were a little bit concerned about at the get-go was that we sent a kit out to some beta testers. And I think our instructions were probably, version 1 of the instructions. And I think every kit was probably about 5 or 6 emails of Q&A.
Yeah.
And we thought, if we sell 100 of these someday, am I going to be able to handle the support volume, and keep customers happy with support? So I think as we scale and as we, get a little bit more time to put the detailed instructions, and maybe even set up a community support, maybe very much like the Groups IO or something like others have done. Maybe put a little bit of community support out there, such that if I can't get to all the questions, at least there's a community there that may also be able to help answer. So it's not off the table. I think it could be in our future, and I think it is a great way to get the value of the antenna and get put your skills to work. And I know we all like to build things.
Yeah, indeed, and that way, all you've got to do is SKU all the Roy Gabib's colors, and if people want different colors, hey, it's available as a kit. It ain't that hard to wind a 49-to-1, people. Not an FT240. You're using FT240s in the middle.
140s.
140s.
Yeah, let me go to my
so
apartment.
a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller than one of these. So, but they all ain't that hard to wind,
So I have to say My dad is the chief toroid winder,
Cool.
and
Oh.
he's retired, and he does a fantastic job. He's worked in quality all of his life, and he's got some pretty high quality standards. He does these and brings them over a tray at a time, and we solder them up right here, and we assemble them right here.
In the manufacturing and the assembly department, respectively.
Yes, right. But we have a lot of fun. We joke a lot with it's my parents and my wife, and once in a while when my kids are over, they're grown boys, they help out here and there with field testing, and we joke a lot, have some fun. We all say, nobody wants to get fired from this job, but it's a family business, so we have some fun with it.
Yeah.
That probably is one other thing I didn't mention, Tim, is that I think a lot of hams love to experiment, but I also think that there are some hams that they want to take something out of the box and have some confidence that, hey, I'm going to go out for field day. I want this to work.
Yeah.
I don't want this, wire to come unsoldered. I don't want this to come apart. There's time and a place for a bit of assurance about operation. And so we do ship every unit we sell. It has a field test report. And that's one of the biggest labor components that we go out to a parking lot / field close to our home here, and we literally field test. We run every unit up on a 25-foot painter's pole, and we deploy it, and I put the DNA and do a scan, and we print out the field test report for every unit. So when you get it and you're not getting SWR that you expect at the right dip, this was literally right before it went in the box, attested. So it's just a bit of a way to have some confidence that your unit is tested, and that wire, that unit, that serial number as is printed on the report.
That's impressive.
Just a little bit
level of quality right there.
Just a little bit different differentiator that there's a time and a place that you want to be sure. Hey, even for younger hams in the career of ham radios, there's 1,000 unknowns when you haven't been doing this for very long. And if you get this report and it says, hey, it's going to do this, so you can put it up and know that it's not your antenna or your cable or whatever. It gives you that little piece of confidence.
Outstanding. Outstanding. That's impressive. That's really impressive.
Thank you.
Definitely. And there's always there's an argument for build versus buy. And
Totally.
How involved do you want to be? Do you want to be elbows deep, or do you want to have more free time to do whatever? Right. And so that is a decision that people have to make. And in some cases, maybe they are swamped with work. They don't have a lot of time to mess around, and they're going to buy something they know that's going to work. Maybe they've got all the time in the world, and they want to learn how to solder or learn how to wind toroids or understand the physics behind the antenna, and have had the time to do that. So that's one nice thing about our hobby, is that there's 1,000 different hobbies in here, and every hobby can be done a little differently.
Exactly.
Each one of the sub hobbies of amateur radio. So there's definitely no shortage of stuff to learn to do.
I'll tell you what, I have always gotten a personal satisfaction out of kits.
Oh yeah.
And there's always a lot of room there for mistakes, obviously, but once I've completed a kit, and God forbid that it worked the first time, and if it does, that's the incredible amount of satisfaction that you get from that as an individual is everything. And I love it, especially when ham vendors offer their products in a kit. That says a lot. I've been a tinkerer at heart for all my life, so got to put it together, man.
And I'm the opposite. I've been always pulling stuff apart and not able to get them back together.
Had a few of those.
But at one job, I actually had to pull things apart and then put them back together even better. So that was kind of scary the first time I did that kind of stuff.
Oh shoot, yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
and sometimes, I mean, that happens, right? Sometimes you miss solder something, or you put it all together and you got a couple extra spare parts that you weren't expecting. I mean, that happens, right? And it's all every failed opportunity, every failed time that that something happens, that's a learning opportunity.
Oh yeah.
To go back, see what you did, see how you can do a little bit different. And
invariably, I'll always put something in backwards at least once.
nothing like putting your spring in upside down.
Well,
Make a difference.
I think Tim had a polarity issue at one time on a certain device.
Who? Me?
Yeah. Was
Maybe.
it I can't remember the name of the product. We were talking about it at 4 Days in May last year. Is it VX?
Oh, yes. Now that wasn't my.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
But there could have been a bigger clarification on certain things.
Yes, the battery case had one. The actual case had one set of polarities marked on it, and it was wired differently, but it was wired to match up what was attached to in case. And I looked at the wrong one, and yeah.
Yeah. I cratered 2 rack WizBlock mesh radios because the motherboard has a connector on it, one of those JSTs, and the battery that you buy has that exact same connector, except the polarity is completely opposite of the only way that'll fit on that board. So yeah, just details are important. That's all I can say to that.
Very important.
Details are important.
Yeah, I can tell you firsthand that since we did the original design and doing a couple of variations on wire and looking at different toroid cores and just trying some really experimental things. This next product that we're going to launch here at Raleigh and Dayton is going to launch as version 1.5. We did 5 iterations of toroids, windings, spacing, capacitors, board layouts. There's some really unique features that different than Spooltenna original, but it's not a replacement to Spooltenna. It's a slightly different use case. If this one is called Parks, there might be another type of mode that you might use another NFET on, but it's going to launch as version 1.5. So we've iterated 5 times.
Something perhaps a little more lightweight and higher altitude,
like for Bucky's on the air.
Bucky's that might be going
like a Bucky special.
Parking lots on the air.
Parking lots. Yeah.
So,
WM Plota, yes.
So yeah, I was gonna ask. So any, and obviously we all get the hint that came out there. Any thoughts on smaller, not necessarily for like QRP, but like a smaller diameter wire, the lighter wire for people who want to thin the pack down a little bit. They're hiking in and like the guy that I mentioned, Bryce, earlier. He does backpack camping and takes his radio along with him. So he takes like an 891 and enough battery to give him 21 through something like that.
I think it'd be really important to offer a product like that.
Yeah.
And I think a philosophy that we would have, if we were to launch something like that, is that it would be full spec. It would just be a smaller package.
Okay.
So I think that would be the way to go. I think there is a time and a place for perhaps down the road, and I should mention we've probably got a 2 to 3 year roadmap of products that we're putting on a whiteboard.
Nice.
But I would imagine at some point there will be a true QRP to keep Thomas happy, with a real QRP. But I think we would probably look at a full spec, larger and smaller form factors first before we did a QRP.
Why don't you just
So-
carry us over to your whiteboard and we can answer all of our own questions?
Yeah,
Let me hit the
over
record
there in
button.
the other wing of Spooltenna HQ
Oh,
in the art
yeah,
department.
yeah.
And
Yeah, that's
might you consider for the future a 2-meter, 70 centimeter vertical version, and we'll call it Spool All Star.
Ooh.
Probably not a big market for that, but hey, you never know. Just keep it in the R&D department. Start mulling things around. All Star Link, portable.
all right. All right. Well, I'll pass that on to the R&D department right over this way.
Yeah, put it in their inbox.
We're having a lot of fun with it. It's
Spool Star.
Spool Star.
Oh, Jody, brilliant.
We're already mulling. We're
Sorry, Rob. I want to catch that comment before it went past.
Yeah, and I think I did mention about the support from the community. I did also want to give a shout out to POTA Power. They've been fantastic.
Well, they're troublemakers. You got to watch them.
We have kind of fallen in luck with the luck of having met them and at Dayton, and they've been great supporters of Spooltenna. They're advancing the hobby in new ways, and we just love that. The Southern Ham, great gentleman. What a genuinely awesome person, and so he's good people, just fun to watch, and can't say enough about Ham Radio Workbench and my every 2 week wait for that episode to drop so I can hear about what's on everyone's workbench, and the community is fantastic. It's a really great community.
Yeah, we sure do have a lot of fun. It's a technological hobby. It's a wireless hobby that's got a lot of damn wires. As a few people have said.
right there.
But it's a people hobby. It's a very social thing, right?
It is.
And I can truly say now I've got friends all around the world. It's that simple.
It's a really neat
I know
aspect.
it's a bit off topic, but Vince, the pictures you posted of the video you posted of the Aurora Borealis.
Oh, yeah.
We get to see anything like that in Oklahoma, and it's super rare. It's super brief.
It was so super rare for me. Thank you, Freddie. So last night the coronal mass ejection went out Monday, I guess. Here we are Wednesday night in North America. And so the CME hit, and there was one night of northern lights. It was restricted to northern latitudes. And last night it came down below the 49th parallel, and I'm at 52 degrees. And I was watching a webcam, and a webcam out in Banff, which is about a 2-hour drive away from me. And I'm finally like, yeah, about 9:30, it's time to go. And we got outside for the most spectacular display I have seen in 20 years.
Oh, wow. I'm so jealous.
Just crazy. I'll paste a link. I'll paste a link to that.
Even the videos that I've seen don't really do it justice. You see pictures and you see videos, but you actually have to see it yourself. Yeah. And I saw it in Banff in 1984 when I was up there. And I was able, luckily it was during the summer, so I was lucky enough to sleep underneath it, going to sleep, watching that thing for like an hour until I fell asleep. It was like the most incredible magical thing that you can see. But
and
opinion, but
it's crazy. And you always remember where you were when you see these things because they're so special. 30 years ago, I was at a camp just outside of Algonquin Provincial Park in Canada, in central Ontario. And the sun had been baking the Canadian Shield, these huge granite boulders, all day long. And it's about midnight, just before bedtime. And we're laying on the rocks. And it's, like 40 degrees, 45 degrees out. But the rocks are still 75 or 80 degrees. So they're keeping you warm.
That's awesome.
And we were watching the lights. So you just tend to remember these moments. So anyway, that link is in the chat. Hey, there was an interesting comment in the chat from Brickerhouse. Can we get one with that Wire from Ham Radio Rookie? Rob, I'll be happy to introduce you to my buddy Ben. He and I live an hour apart, as you know.
Right.
Little international collaboration event there.
Yeah.
Always open for some collaborating.
Well, yeah, and he just in his newsletter today, he's said that, or he just told me yesterday, he's got a whole pile of this stuff coming in February. So his big order is coming in. It's new and improved materials. He just got his first roll of it. He's got, I don't know, 10 more rolls or something coming. So that's crazy.
That was almost. I think I probably got the description wrong, but almost like a Litz wire for the radio.
Some people have called it a Litz.
Okay.
I'm unfamiliar with the term.
Okay.
It's carbon fiber strand that's nickel coated. And what Ben has done to patent it is he's wrapped it up in a jacket and created a new product category with it. So that's what he's done with it. And so the stuff is, ounce for ounce, it is the same weight as 26 gauge poly stealth, which Pactenna uses and a bunch of other guys.
Right.
But it's got a 300-pound breaking strength. So now if you need, if you put up a vertical and it's, 30 feet up in the air and you need some ground radials for it, you can slope the ground radials down to the ground and use it as your support ropes.
Wow.
It's very cool stuff, the RSC line.
Cool. Yeah, looking at his like 40, he has 40,000 feet on hand.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. That'd be enough for a few Spooltennas.
Just
yeah, it will. Yeah, we'll talk about contact after after the show tonight, Rob.
That'd be great.
So we've asked to see your whiteboard and your roadmap, and you're being a gentleman and declining. So we can't ask you what's coming next. You got
only good things, though, right, Rob? Only
he said, Rob said that if you're willing to sign an NDA, he would let us know.
All right, I'm willing to sign an NDA.
So we can sign the NDAs really quick and get them submitted.
I can sign that. Hey, Rob, do you get much time to go out and operate?
Unfortunately, no. I think it's probably been about 6 months since I've been on the air. I was really looking forward to this weekend coming up. I probably need to I got to revisit our plans. We're expecting some record snow in North Carolina Saturday and Sunday, and we're not quite equipped down here for such a thing. So after this call, I'm going to check in. Here. Yeah, I think it's probably been about 6 months, but I do enjoy just going out to a park. We have a local park here near the airport. It's a ways from the airport, but it's a really enjoyable Saturday morning. My dad, he's not a ham, but he loves to help put the antennas up, and so it's a great Saturday morning activity with my dad, and I'm grateful to be able to do that. And that's my favorite way to operate.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, it's always fun to go off in the field with friends, right?
Absolutely. But we'll see how the weather turns out this weekend. If nothing else, I'll probably turn the radio on here from my R&D lab.
Yeah.
Do some hunting.
Yes. But it's a good question. I think in general, I probably say I'm 75% builder, 25% operator. But this last year it's probably gotten more like 95-5. But I do expect, as we kind of get our rhythm here with manufacturing and hopefully get a little more time to operate in the coming year.
It sounds, so it was under a year ago that you brought 50 of these things to Dayton, to Hamvention, and so it's been a meteoric rise for you. That's great.
Yeah, boy.
It has been, and I can't take all the credit. My family has been phenomenal to help enable this.
Yeah,
and it truly has been a family effort. So my wife does the social media. If you ever get a chance, check us out there. Every time we go field test, she takes a picture and we post it. And sometimes we get my son home from college and we get him out there helping run the wire out. But it truly is it's a family business, and
that's great.
Where it goes, where it goes from here, I don't know. We've got a lot of product ideas. We're probably going to have to think about any more than 2 or 3 antennas. We're probably going to have to think about contract manufacturing or something to be able to handle it. We're running at about full throttle with 1.5 products right now. So we'll take it as it comes.
Yep.
We'll figure it out.
Don't let it eat you up, but have fun with it.
I might be able to introduce you to a guy who does that.
Oh, all right.
All
We
right.
should talk.
Okay.
We should talk.
We can do that. Go ahead, Tim. I'm dry on questions right now, man. I've been talking for a bit.
Whew, watch out. Well, I did see the time. So we're a little over an hour. So we've heard what Rob's got going on. Yeah. How about you? What do you got going on? And it's coming up on your channel.
And who, me?
Or Jeff or you? I don't care.
Well, you asked him, and then he asked you. So yeah. Vince doesn't want to talk right now. Vince is too busy. He's talked out for the past few minutes.
Yeah.
So Vince has a Flex 6600 he added to the shack about a week and a half ago, kind of unexpectedly. You run into those deals that you shouldn't turn down. This was one of them. And so I have been learning the ways of the modern Flex because I had a 1500 on the bench, and I paired it with a little 50-watt amp from Neptune, 60dbm.com. So that stuff needs to find a new home. Got to figure out what I'm going to do with it. Meanwhile, the 6600 is probably the most advanced rig I've ever owned. And I happen to have a second Stream Deck sitting around because I thought I had a defective one. So I bought another one off of Marketplace or something. Thank you, Wild Radio 73. Glad you love the tutor. See that in the comments. And I had a flex control knob from the 1500. So I have been slowly building like a little control panel up for my 6600. Now, most people do that through MIDI control. I'm doing it differently. And I sense that I'm going to have a build video or 2 coming up on how I did it, as well as some documentation to share with the Flex community on how I did it. Because somebody else had released a document on how to do it using MIDI control and one of the fancy Stream Decks with a knob and, a little touchscreen display on it. So that's what's coming up. I've been quiet on the content front for several weeks because that's what I've been focused on. So that's what's coming up anyway.
Sounds like fun to me.
How about you, Jeff? What do you got coming up?
Well, I dropped 2 videos this week, and I missed my premiere earlier tonight.
Golly, rookie.
It happens.
You need to miss it every week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I normally don't premiere on Wednesday nights, but it was just a longer video, and it seemed like a better place to go than on Tuesday night. So, yeah. Got more videos I'm working on. I'm like 3 ahead right now, or 2 ahead, or something like that. And I got ideas. Did something weird over the weekend. Was create a video that I'm really not used to doing, and I might do some more. We'll see. I'm still just planning stuff for my trip to Dayton. So, got a bunch of things I want to work on, get ready for that, and planned out. So, yeah, that's what I've been up to. That we'll be doing too.
Awesome. Bernie Mac, how about you?
Lord, nothing but something to do around here lately. I got a video dropping tomorrow night, video 1 about the review on the Retevis RA89 handheld. Turns out I really like this thing. It looks like it's not like super feature packed, but it's IP68 rated, got a nice heavy duty battery, and did a 2-part video on it. We upgraded the firmware, and this is coming up pretty soon. I bought this in the in the spring, and I found it today. It's the Fantic T1 Max cordless soldering iron.
Oh,
yeah. They make a whole line, Fantic does, of cordless power tools, or small, I call them micro tools, what have you. And I bought this with, I'm like, hey, cordless. I'm liking that pine sill because I got me a pine sill, but it's still corded, but it's very lightweight. So I'm thinking, did they make a cordless one? And it turns out I found one. So we're going to start on that pretty soon. So be looking for that in the coming weeks.
Your pine sill's not USB-C?
It is, but you have to leave the USB-C in it to get the heat.
Oh.
It's not cordless. It takes a cord. You can do a 12 or 24 volt power cord or a USB-C. It'll get up to temperature, no problem. But this is a little bit thicker in the shank, but it's full of battery. So we'll see what happens.
That's real interesting.
Yeah. I saw, you know how you start doom scrolling on social media?
Oh, yeah.
I found, it's popped up in a feed. It's a soldering iron that sits on top of like a DeWalt or a Makita battery.
Yes.
So you can just stick it on, and once again, it's small enough. It's wired, but it's small enough that it's easy to take in the field.
And it's going to last a good long time too, and it's very portable.
Portable.
I love portability.
Portability is nice. And I would think with that much power, it would definitely be able to give you the higher temps. But
if you get it from,
I didn't personally like the price, but I did like the concept. So
totally
awesome. Rob, how can people find you?
You can find us at spooltenna.com, easy to remember, or Spooltenna on Facebook or Instagram.
Okay.
That's where we post. And we'll be at Orlando coming up, and we'll have Spooltennas there and accessories. And then in April, we'll be at Raleigh Hamfest. And then May, we'll be at 4 days in May, as well as Dayton. So, and my email is also on the website if you have any questions, or info@spooltenna.com. I'd love to hear from customers and potential customers and hear feedback.
Send them pictures too of you and your Spooltenna out in the field.
I would love to see that.
Yeah,
we'd love to see it in action.
Do you know what booth you're going to be at in Orlando? I saw that you were listed in there, but it didn't have any booth numbers or anything.
I'm pretty sure it's 45. It's in the main east-west building.
Okay.
And it's around the perimeter. I'm pretty certain it's 45. I just looked that up the other day, but it's in the east-west building, so we'll be there.
Awesome. And
we'll post a week or so ahead of time what booth it is, but I'm pretty certain it's 45.
When are you guys getting into town?
We're actually going to fly down probably Thursday evening. We'll fly in, and then we'll set up Friday before the show starts. That's our current plan.
So there is if people are planning on going Thursday, there is a POTA get-together meetup that they're hosting at a state park not too far from the fairgrounds. Ron, and I cannot remember Ron's call sign. But if you go to the Toads Discord, there's a whole segment on it.
Okay.
In there, and those are always a fun time. You see a lot of people, you hear a lot of people on the social media in the community and everything like that. And it's a great opportunity to meet up, and they usually have some food there, pizza, whatever. There's several stations that are set up, and people just have a great time.
But did you say it was Thursday night?
They're doing it. It's Thursday morning. Starts in,
okay. Got it. All right.
Rob, I think I speak for everybody here when we say thank you for coming on our nice little live stream and telling us about your wonderful products tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me. I really enjoy talking about it. And I hope I didn't talk too much about it, but I do enjoy having a conversation about ham radio.
Into that.
Bill said he heard pizza.
Pizza.
No, the most exciting part of my night this evening, Rob, has been a chance to chat with you face to face here over the interwebs. And the second most exciting was getting a receipt from Spooltenna.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Vince.
Thank you.
Appreciate the support. That's awesome.
Awesome.
Right on.
Well, guys, we are going to get out of here. Thank you very much for sticking around and supporting the community. Do appreciate it. What's coming up Thursday night? Coffee and Ham Radios, and we've also got Thursday. I think there's some Thursday night videos premiering too. Friday, Rob's doing the late shift. Not this Rob, but Digital Rancher Rob is doing late shift. Frank usually has a stream on Friday night. Josh will be on Saturday night, and I think Frank, Tank Radio, and Jason Ham Radio 2.0 have something going on Sunday.
Wow!
So plenty of ham radio content out there. So have a great rest of your week and enjoy the weekend. Don't forget, Winter Field Day is coming up. Stay warm, especially if you're in places where it doesn't normally snow. So.
Yeah, and if you're in the blizzard area, be smart. Just stay at home.
Yep, that's
you
what I'm
do
doing.
Winter Field Day next year, or you just do POTA, because with POTA, field day is every day.
Great point.
Yep, totally.
All right, we'll get out of here. Rob, stick around after the stream. We'll come back in for a little bit.
Fantastic. Thank you again.
73, everybody.
73, everyone.
73.